Love is the entry point between the realms of duality and the realms of non-dual awareness. If we look at David Hawkins' scale, we can see that. Love is at the level of 500 in a scale of 0 to 1,000. And it is love that is the access, the entry, the doorway into the field that is beyond right and wrong that Rumi talked about when he said, I will meet you there. There is a field beyond right and wrong. I will meet you there. This is the field that is accessed by the whirling dervishes, if you've ever seen them on film, as they do the dances of the whirling that was part of that tradition of Rumi. And then we move from that entry point of love into the levels of unconditional love, and then we move into joy. And it's love without an opposite. It's joy without an opposite. And it's a peace beyond understanding, a peace that passes understanding. And the interesting thing about it is the darkness is still there, but now it's the dazzling darkness that we're able to see with new eyes and new awareness and new vision, and understand how it leads us and guides us and gives us maps all of the way. And we are part of the commission that said, I am the light of the world, you are the light of the world. The invitation to come back into the marketplace, come back from the mountaintop, come back from our ascent to the mountaintop, often through meditation practices and other acts of devotion, but now to come back to guide other people through with utter simplicity and total love. Love that is beyond judgment. And love that simply invites in a way that hearts and souls are penetrated and say yes to a divine impulse, a birthing impulse that is about their destiny. And so today is iHeartOC Giving Day. And we've been celebrating that very, very special event that's occurring here in Orange County in Southern California. And it occurred to me as we were sending out invitations that Orange County is our Bethlehem. This is where Called by Love was born. And so it holds the energy field of Bethlehem for Called by Love and Living Loving Legacy and Called by Love Institute. And so it's a special evening. It's our gift to those of you who have given from around the world. And this morning we had people on the call from Austria, we had people from New York, and people from Hawaii, and all over. And it was so incredible to be aware of the oneness that existed beyond time and beyond space. And so, let's go to the garden. Site 1. It starts with walking through an archway, and you're going to see this. Whoops. You're going to see this as we go out. The roses aren't covering it quite as much as they were when this picture was taken, but very few people know that in the first chapter of Genesis are these words: in the beginning there was darkness on the face of the waters. The darkness comes before the light. And so one of the things that I would love for you to do is to, and Caroline, maybe you can help by passing a blank sheet of paper to everyone. And we're going to take just a glimpse of the 8 stages. And what I invite you to do is to take that blank sheet of paper. You know, it's quite amazing. You have everything you need without ever going anywhere to have someone give you a worksheet. This is all you need. And fold it into 4. Fold it in half. The blank slate that is your life, that contains all the codes, and you're going to have 4 blocks, 4 phases, 4 stages on each side of the sheet. 4 in the front, 4 in the back. So, if you want to number one side of the sheet with 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the back side of the sheet with 5, 6, 7, 8, we will quickly walk through what they mean, and then at later times you'll be able to access these on your own very easily. What I will tell you is that it's extremely important to remember that in the first day, the first stage, darkness is there right along with the light. The words everyone remembers are "let there be light," but the darkness is there. In the beginning, darkness was on the face of the waters. So what I want you to be aware of in that first, number 1, is when you begin to work with this on your own, ask yourself where the darkness has been in your life. Where might it be now? These are sometimes challenges that we didn't even understand that could have occurred. All of these stages occur in every single stage. That's the complexity and the beauty of this amazing map. So there's subcategories of every single stage. So often we start with ages 1 to 7 when we study this in depth. In the first year of Called by Love, we spent 7 hours on each garden site. So you can really take deep dives with this. But then the invitation is there. Let there be light. And so in the garden, the next site is that. Now notice the light that exists in potential has to be ignited, and notice you in your experience of the light represented by that little angel. You may be hiding from the light. You may be blinded by the light. You may not know what to do with the light. You may have to duck from the light. And so what is your response when you find light in your life? Are you curious? Do you welcome it? Just interesting questions for you to look at. And then be aware that standing at that site is the angel holding the light. And that angel is always already present with you, forever and always, holding the light, guiding you if you're willing to be aware. So you're the little angel, and that realized one is right there with you. Your guardian angel, perhaps, that's unique to your own soul. It could be someone in your life that's gone over to the other side and guides you from the invisible. So let there be light. And this is an invocation and also an invitation for that to be realized in your life. And then we go further down the path, and you'll be seeing this as we do the walk through the gardens tonight at sunset. And you see the stepping stones. These were actually hand done by one of the prayer chaplains here at Unity in Tustin, Patty Higgins. She's the artist of the stepping stones. And each stepping stone is a symbol of the vibration of light, the vibration of consciousness in all of the different chakras that are understood and recognized in Eastern religions. Now, in Unity, Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, worked with these same vibrations of awareness in what Unity calls the framework of the 12 powers. So very, very powerful framework to work with. Now, it's just a glimpse. And what I'm going to do is just go through them very quickly. Notice all of the colors of the rainbow and the lotus blossom in the overview that you get the first glimpse of. And then this is your root chakra. And then it goes right on up through the different chakras. But you don't understand them yet. You haven't lived them yet. They're all part of the developmental stages of your life, and you don't know them yet consciously. You don't know them yet intimately, and yet they're within you, waiting to be known as you access them through your experiences and through your opening, especially with your heart. If your heart's closed, it's very hard for you to access these. You can't access them with your human, rational mind. You can get a cognitive knowing of them, you can read books about them, and you can even memorize those books. But they're not going to change your life. The way your life will be changed is when you begin to experience them radiating through your heart. It's when that integration of heart, divine mind, and heart happens. And so now we're coming to site 2 in the gardens. I love this site. We call it knowing in the unknowing. We're still in the invisible. We're still not understanding, not recognizing. Karina actually took this picture, and in the light from the waterfall and the mists, there is actually an unseen figure. So you can look at that a little more closely. Maybe we can post these slides on Called by Love. That would be fun. That would be good to do. And what this is about is radical trust. Charles Fillmore calls it faith, and it's extremely important that we begin to understand it as it was understood in Hebrews in the New Testament. Faith is the substance of things unseen. Faith is the substance of things unseen. So when you're going through the heavy lifting in your life, what you can know is that if you see the vision will manifest in its own time if you stay aligned with the clear knowing of that. Knowing in the unknowing. And so this is when the waters are separated from the waters. The waters of the unconscious begin to be made available to the waters of the consciousness of divine mind. But this is not your human consciousness. This is about still the invisible. The first 3 sites in the garden are still invisible. This is where people get totally lost and off track when they go to a seminar, maybe a business seminar, and the first thing they talk about is setting goals. You just skip the first 3 pieces that are more absolutely essential to working at the highest levels of manifestation. So, site 2, knowing in the unknowing. This is radical trust. faith in the substance of things unseen.